And this is what happens when Jay and Silent Bob get old. I'm Kevin Smith.
Jason Mule!
Welcome to the IGN Theater right here at New York fucking Comic-Con, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday night in the greatest city in the world, and you guys could be doing anything. Instead, you're gonna watch a fat guy talk to his kid's sidekick for an hour. Good times abound. You had a little adventure before you came to the. Was it last night or this morning?
It was this morning when I was pooping, you mean? The poop?
I didn't hear that story.
Oh, wait, not that one.
I was going for. You had told me you saw people fucking, but if there's poop involved.
Yeah, what's more interesting, fucking or pooping? Or fucking and while pooping? Fucking while pooping.
I tell you, you better raise the level of discourse from fucking and pooping, because a lot of these cats skip Nerdist to come here tonight.
No.
Yes, and they do smart humor, so lift it up a little bit. Pooping and coming.
Poop! No, it was awesome because the hotel I'm staying at last night, I was, before, or puke. Even, well, when we got there, we went out and I always do this random, my wife gets annoyed because I like walk in and like open the bags and I start like plugging things in and my computer and charging and all that, and I always check out the the decks or whatever to see, you know, if they have patios. So I went out and this one has a patio and you don't get that often. So anyway, I'm looking around and there's the pool and I'm like, this is awesome. You can see the pool, you can see the city, which of course is amazing, like the skyline and everything. And then I look over and I see this little body go by, this little white body, and I'm like, wait a second, was that a naked person? Like, babe, come here. So then she's like, what do you want? And like she gets right to work and stuff. She's like checking, make sure this and that. Anyway, so she comes out.
She wakes up, she fucking goes to work. You wake up, you're like, where are all the naked people?
No, it was right when we got there. I got to see it right away, but I'm saying she right away gets to work, and yes, I start looking around and plugging things in. And I look at the window, like across the pool, there's a bunch of windows in other rooms. And I look over, and at first I see a little white body walk by, and I'm like, wait, was that a naked person? Was it a girl? But then I look over here again, so this gets me curious, and I start really paying attention. And all of a sudden I see like a guy and a girl laying on the bed, and I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm like, oh no, wait, the girl has panties on. She has panties on, and the guy's rubbing her ass. Man, they're gonna fuck. I know they're gonna fuck. I'm like, babe, I'm gonna watch, and they're gonna fuck. Pay attention, they're gonna fuck. But what's funny is, as I go, like, so they're laying like this, you know, and then all I see, the curtain, the window's like this, so I only see this down. And I see a hand, but I see these little tiny ass black panties. So I'm assuming it's the girl's ass and shit, and the guy's rubbing it. And I'm like, wow, man, look at that ass, baby. That ass, that's the girl. Like, he's gonna put his hand down there, he's gonna start fiddling and stuff. And then all of a sudden we see some rustling around and stuff, and all of a sudden I see the girl sit up. And
I just want to point out, this is the first time you've looked at me in 5 minutes. I asked you a question, and all of a sudden you started talking to everyone else, you're rolling on the floor and shit. And I was like, he's forgotten I'm here. Yes, I'm here, I'm back.
I gotta figure it was all, so there was a lot going on, because there's more going on here and there, and then I don't know what to watch. But anyway, so the girl gets up.
Yeah.
Well, the person gets up, and then I look and I see a set of boobies, bare naked boobies, but the black panties and the ass is still sitting down. So I'm like, oh shit, it's two women. It's fucking better. But then all of a sudden I see the other person get up, and he like looks around and it's a dude. So the whole time I'm like, oh my gosh, the guy's gonna put his hand in that girl's panties, he's gonna fiddle, and he's gonna diddle, and they're gonna have sex. But it was a guy in these little tight ass black Speedos. So they get...
You had your first metrosexual crush.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
I was like, babe, that is an ass on that. Look at that girl's ass, man. That's sweet.
This motherfucker's ass like that vampire on True Blood, I'd fuck it.
So that wound up being the girl and guy, but they like got up and then laid back down and put the blankets over them, and I watched for a little bit, and nothing was going on really. But then I see that little white body go by again. Well, a white body. Excuse me.
This third person threesome?
Well, no, this is the window next to him. So this place, I'm like, this is awesome. I got a couple here. There's a person over here. I don't know if it's a guy or girl. So I start paying attention. All of a sudden, I see this person come up and starts looking in the mirror, and he's like doing stuff and he's butt naked. And it's one of those things like the dude's a little larger, and you know, like when somebody.
You're being really sweet because I'm here.
You know, like when
I can hear you telling the story like any place else I'm not on the stage, like this fat fucker. Bigger than Cap even.
But you know, this person was large enough that I feel like if a person gets a certain size and they're large, their ass doesn't go like this. It's like this. Right? Like the ass sort of goes like this, and the legs and the ass, they're all just flat. But even a nice bubbly ass.
I like to think it's juicy.
And so he's standing there, and I'm like just sitting there, and then he turns around and he looks out there, because what it was, they have curtains, but it's like the little thin ones, just sort of and I don't know if they couldn't tell that people could see through or what, but anyway, he peeks out, he looks around, and I see he's got, big ass bush, and his little dickhead's hanging out. It's like this. Starts fixing himself again, and all of a sudden.
You know what we call that? The fat people have a name for that. It's called, no, that's the cute name. It's called Gargamel's View. Do you know why?
No.
It's like all tree line and then one Smurf house, right?
I like that. So I got to see Gargamel's View, and it was awesome. And
I just want to point out, I read that somewhere. I've never.
You don't know anything about it.
I look down and I see Liam Neeson's cock.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson.
When I look down, I'm usually stoned, so of course it goes from like this to like bang.
What do they call a fucking big ass bush with a big cock hanging out the middle? Is that Gargamel standing in field?
No, that's called the Eye of Sauron.
So this
This is the right room for these jokes, man. I'm like, holy shit, let's mine the geek vein all day long. What was that?
That would have been awesome. All of a sudden, that dude was preparing to come here, and he got dressed up in a big.
Oh, the big fat dude?
Yeah, when he got dressed up to come here. I was gonna go with that. I was gonna make that up, but I can't.
Did you see him?
This is what really happened.
What? Nobody was in the room with him?
No, so then he's getting ready, and I see the flat ass again, and I'm just sitting there thinking too, like, wow, how does this dude not know? Because not only am I like a couple of stories up, there's a little patio with people sitting on it, and that window's like right there. So I mean, but I like kept looking over at them, and they weren't paying attention. I just didn't know if I'm more perverted than them, or they just didn't notice. I am, yes. It's true. But then, so anyway, I'm like, man, this dude's alone. I wonder what the fuck he's doing. And all of a sudden, someone comes walking up, and it's this tiny little girl. Not little girl, she's a woman. But like, there's a woman, but she's that little small.
And I knew I should call the police, but I kept watching.
It was a short little woman, little thing, and she comes up in the road, and she's sitting there, and all of a sudden she peels back the road. But while that's going on, and I'm watching, and I'm really into it, over here, the couple, I noticed all of a sudden is in front of the window, butt naked. They just got out of the shower. And so now I'm fucking stuck. So I'm like, look at that dude, flat ass, with Gargamel's fucking View. And now he has a woman with a robe that she gets, peeled down. And then there's the couple over here in this window. And at this point, they're like looking through their luggage, and the girl like lifts her fucking leg up on like a chair and starts putting stockings on. Her fucking puss is hanging out. I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh shit. And then the other
You mean literally hanging out? Like curtaining or what? You
Now,
just saying
I was-
they were on display. She was totally naked.
Yeah, but they were totally naked. Just got out of the shower, like, you know, like putting the hair over.
Let me ask you
When you go
this.
down.
Wait, you watch this lady towel off and shit?
Yes.
And she had her leg up.
Yes.
I've always wanted to know this because whenever my wife gets dry, she pushes me out of the bathroom. She's like, fuck off. So I have no idea. I just assume if she's toweling off, she's got a leg up. Does she floss?
She didn't do that. She had taken the towel at this point and did this.
That's not drying pussy at all.
She had, I guess, dried off, and then the dude comes up behind her, which was funny. He for some reason puts his hands on his hip, and they're talking, and she's putting her stuff on, and she's like, and he's standing there. Of course, I'm like a distance away from like here to the front row, and I really wanted to get closer. I was really the pervert in me was just like, fucking sneak up close so you just get a fucking real good view of that pussy. Like, I wanted to like come back. It was awesome. There was like curtains hanging. There's a little tint of brown on him. Dude's cock had a little scar on the tip. The dude was hung too, though. This dude came out with a bush, but he was like this. He was talking to his lady. And then these guys over here, of course, are still in the window. They keep walking away, but coming back. And then the couple just got dressed. I was waiting for them to fuck because, I mean, he was standing like this, she was like this, but they were getting dressed to go out. So I watched a little bit of this, was watching it, keeping an eye on them, but they just kept like hanging out there and talking, and the girl was getting ready.
Who's that guy in the midget?
Yeah, the flat ass and little something.
Right.
And then finally I'm like watching back and forth. This couple kids going, and now this is a little while now. My lady's in touch. She said, what are you doing? I'm like, you gotta see this. He's like, I don't wanna see it. I don't wanna fucking see this bullshit. Which I don't know why not, man, right? I don't watch it. I mean, I don't know. There's
I think
some
it's good
about
that you step out of the story to be like, can you believe this bitch? You know what I mean? Doesn't want to see flat ass fucking. It's a free show. It's like, you don't have to pay for a Spectrum Vision movie.
It's true, and it's like a theme now. Like, I don't know, I'm really perverted. Like, we were in Vegas. I'm just gonna jump over here real quick. But a girl came out butt naked right next to us on the patio we were on. And I remember looking over, and she was naked, and she just was like, hello. She was like, oh my God. And I told Jordan, I couldn't stop talking about it. But anyway.
Could you imagine, do you ever do that? You could. You're a thin guy. You probably imagine walking out. I've seen you walk out. I've seen you in a movie totally fucking naked. I can never get my head around that though. The idea of just like walking out there fucking totally just being like, hello. Like, I think
Now we'll walk off and we'll come back butt naked. He can come out, he'll lay over the table and I'll just start slapping his ass. And then I can put the mic in there. I think it would be an awesome show. Definitely worth passing up nervous. Start liking it. You don't know, you might would maybe start liking it if I start hitting like. Anyway.
I love when the show goes from fucking dialogue to a monologue. And then you come back and she's, I'm just asking, why am I catching? How come you're the obvious?